Hi, this is Mark from LongIslandWatch.com, and I'm back with another episode of Watch and Learn. It has been a while since the last one, probably over a month or so since I did the tourbillon one. Today we're going to be talking about titanium as a watch material. Just a quick note on Watch and Learn. I took a break from it. I was away for a while, but I still want to hear ideas in the comments, or email, whatever. I do love to read them and get ideas from people, but I still have a queue in my mind of future videos. So today we're going to talk about titanium as a watch case material. I guess one watch, the Breitling Aerospace, that is a titanium watch. Now, you guys may remember I come from the engineering field, the defense industry, where titanium is used for, a variety of reasons. It might be chosen over aluminum or stainless steel or a carbon steel or whatever. And, the main reasons are corrosion resistance and its strength to weight ratio. It has an amazing strength to weight ratio, which nowadays, though, is becoming more and more, I don't want to say superseded, but, carbon fiber composites can kind of, do away with that. But then there's expenses involved. In wristwatches, we choose titanium, really just for, it depends on, maybe you like the way it looks. But we choose titanium for different reasons. Corrosion resistance is important, it's hypoallergenic. But we're not really worried about strength as watch users. But it's the weight, not strength to weight, because I don't care about strength really. It's the weight. It feels so much different. So what I'm going to do is we'll go in front of the little photo studio, and I'm going to bring out, I have a couple of watches. I have a couple of watches that are similar in stainless steel, show you the weight differences, and just so you can kind of get a feeling for, do you want a titanium watch, or, does anyone need a titanium watch? You can make that decision for yourself. So let's check it out. Oh, wrist check, right? I'm sorry. So I'm still rocking the Presage with the power reserve. Nice watch, really nice watch. And then I'm back to my Squale polished blue, all beat up and scratched, the inserts all mangled. I love it. I wouldn't trade it for anything. So now let's really head on over and check them out. Okay, so let's talk titanium. This is the watch I talked about in the intro. This is my Breitling Aerospace titanium bracelet, titanium case. Generally, a lot of things I'm going to say are going to be generalizations, unfortunately, because there's always exceptions to the rule. Titanium is a dull gray material. That is definitely true. But you can finish it in a variety of ways, which I will show you later on in the video. Generally a dull gray finish, and you can see it's fairly characteristic. There are metals that maybe gunmetal finishes that kind of look like titanium, but you really don't know until you pick it up and hold it. Now, if you thought this was steel and you picked it up in your hand, you would say, "Oh, there's something wrong with it." And that's because it's not steel, it's titanium. So this watch weighs, it's a quartz, so there's not much inside to weigh it down. This watch weighs around 85 grams. Extremely lightweight on the wrist, extremely comfortable. Like I said, everything on here is titanium. And, I'm starting with this one just because one of the things that when you mention titanium, people get so bent out of shape, at least in my opinion, and they say, oh, titanium scratches, it's scratch prone, blah, blah, blah. Granted, it is, again, generally softer than its stainless steel counterpart. But if you're not a wreck with your watches, I mean, look at this. This is quite old. I bought this years ago. It was used when I bought it. It had been cleaned up before I got it, but I still wear it. You guys see me wearing it in the videos. And it really does not look beat up at all. It's in great condition. So that whole thing where people say titanium scratches easy, so that's true. It scratches easier than stainless steel. So just kind of get that under your belt, or I want to put that to rest. So let's talk about comparing the two materials. So I have two watches here, obviously, right? I got the Seiko Shogun SB DC029 and the Sumo SB DC031. Now, they're not the same watch. They are different, but I just consider them to be very similar. Similar in size. I consider this one to be the titanium version of this. That's just in my mind the way I think about it, but it is a different case, and they're not all things being equal. But I feel to do a weight comparison and maybe a look comparison, it'll kind of tell the story a little bit. Seiko has gone ahead and applied DiaShield to this watch. DiaShield is their proprietary treatment that makes it a little more scratch resistant. You'll see the finishing. You'll see it is certainly a duller color if you look closely than, so on the right here is stainless steel, on the left is titanium. It certainly takes on more less luster, if you will. Looking at the clasp, you know, it gets hard to tell once they start matting things out and blasting them. But still, it is certainly a different color. So why do people pick titanium? Well, what are the benefits? So titanium is light. It's lighter than steel. It's around 40% lighter than steel on the density scale. It is heavier, though, than aluminum. I think a lot of people think titanium and aluminum are the same weight. It's not. It's around, I don't know, around 40% or so heavier than aluminum. So titanium is sitting between aluminum and steel on the weight scale. It is extremely corrosion resistant. It is extremely hypoallergenic. What does that mean? Well, if you know somebody that can't wear nickel jewelry, then they're allergic to nickel, their skin reacts to it, so they need to wear something that's hypoallergenic. Sometimes stainless steel does the trick. Sometimes it does not. For all of you people out there that think stainless steel has no nickel, that's incorrect. The stainless steel in watches 316L certainly has nickel. Nickel is one of the alloying elements that make it corrosion resistant, along with chromium and some other stuff. But there is nickel in stainless steel, but to my knowledge, the way it works with people that have nickel allergies is that it really doesn't leach out of the material and cause a skin reaction. But titanium, on the other hand, I'm not aware of any people actually allergic to titanium. Maybe there are, but again, titanium is considered hypoallergenic. That's why when you hear people have a rod in their leg or in their back or anything else, it's generally going to be made out of titanium because it doesn't react with anything. Because it doesn't react with anything, it doesn't react with your skin, and it will resist pitting, corrosion, all that other stuff, all that good stuff that you would want from it. It's also anti-magnetic. Something that's great in a wristwatch. As you guys know, automatic movements are subject to magnetization. They'll run fast, they'll run slow. They'll run fast if they're magnetized, so it's anti-magnetic. So what are the downsides? Well, I mentioned one of them. One of them is certainly the scratch resistance. Again, unless you have a coating applied, which there are companies that apply DLC coatings to titanium and make them extremely, extremely hard, way harder than stainless steel. And the other downside is cost. It is a little more difficult to machine. It takes more time to machine, so that is added cost. So anyway, I'm sorry, I guess I wanted to do the whole titanium talk there. So what is the weight difference between these two? Let's get into that. So the stainless steel Sumo weighs 186 grams on bracelet. The titanium Shogun weighs 114 grams. It's a 70-gram difference. That's 70 on 180. I mean, think about that. It's like 40%. It's a major difference. So if you think you know what steel looks like and you pick this up, you go, wow, that is light. Now, some people do that and say, oh, well, titanium feels chintzy. It feels cheap because it's light. Well, if that's your thought, then that's fine. If you need a solid chunk of steel on your wrist to make you feel better, then maybe stainless steel is the way you want to go. But if you want something that's going to disappear simply on your wrist, which I'll get into those in a second, titanium is the material that is so lightweight, it will simply disappear. The only thing better is aluminum. Aluminum, though, brings a whole host of other issues to the table, mainly, corrosion resistance, pitting, scratching, all that stuff. So let's belabor the point a little bit more. I've got two bracelets. This one is steel, PVD plated steel. These are actually folded links. You could see them. This is a solid titanium bracelet. Well, these links are folded here in the middle, but these are solid. These are both made by Volmer. So on these, again, just picking them up, this one is 57 grams. This one's 31 grams. A tremendous weight difference. This is natural sandblasted titanium. So this is that color. You see the titanium right there. This is that lusterless gray color that I was referring to, way different than stainless steel. But let's get into something a little more interesting. So if there's a company in my mind that, when I hear the brand, I think titanium, it is Bertucci. Now, Bertucci is a brand I don't feature often in videos. I probably should do more of them because they're really nice watches and they are almost exclusively titanium. A lot of them are titanium. So looking at this watch, look at the polish on it. Is this titanium? This is titanium. They take a titanium case and they do a high-speed polishing to it, and it gives it this awesome mirror sheen high polish. I mean, look at that. It looks like a stainless steel watch case, except it is featherweight light. This thing with strap, with this beautiful thick Horween leather strap, is coming in at 58 grams. That's crazy. And just so you know, for you people that aren't in the gram thing, you know, generally one of the easiest way to think of a gram is about the weight of one paperclip. So 58 paperclips gets you a watch like this on a strap. And they're all very affordable. I mean, this watch, here's the sticker. It's $220. Great, you know, great way to get a titanium watch on your wrist for a good price, and it doesn't look like your conventional titanium watch. So they've started up with the leaf blowers and lawnmowers outside, so I apologize for the background noise. So this is another Patooty. This is straight sandblasted titanium. Again, extremely, extremely lightweight. I should start weighing these things before I film them. About 60 grams with the strap. Again, extremely lightweight. Once you strap it on, especially with a nylon strap, you'll barely notice it's there. Talk about affordable. It's 120 bucks. Sandblasted titanium case. Beautiful dial. It's got super luminova. It says it right there, super luminous. Just a really handsome watch. And again, this is a watch and learn, so I want to really I want to be highlighting the titanium, not the watch. But just kind of give you an idea of what, you know, here it is again next to my Breitling. You can see it's titanium and it is light. And then one more thing, and you know, titanium is a metal, so they can do anything to it, and that includes plating it. So this is a PVD, kind of a stealthy plated titanium. Still titanium, still weighs next to nothing, you know, 60 grams or so, and it's really nice. And check it out. So titanium, you know, is more than that dull gray color. There are companies, and I've sold watches by some companies before in the past that do a DLC treatment to titanium. And what does that do? That, you know, diamond-like carbon or diamond-like coating. It makes the coating so hard, it's way harder than the base metal, way harder than stainless steel. It is extremely scratch resistant. So titanium is just another material. And again, so your benefits: lightweight, corrosion resistant, which makes it hypoallergenic because it doesn't react with your skin, and it's anti-magnetic. And again, just the two downsides: scratching, but that can be taken care of with different coatings, and the cost. But again, cost always relative, right? This is, even with the PVD coating, this is a $160 watch. Extremely affordable for what you're getting. This has been Mark from LongIslandWatch.com with Watch and Learn, talking to you about titanium. Please like this video if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. If you have any questions or comments, put them down below, and I will be happy and sure to read them and comment back. Thank you. Bye-bye.